Good morning, class. I am your teacher in this discussion, and you can call me Miss Grace. So our topic for today is all about the common errors to correct, delete, change, and rewrite. Next is the what the copy reading symbols cover. And last one is the instruction of copy readers. So let's go first to the common errors to delete, correct, change, or rewrite. So why is it important to know the common errors? So it's because it helps us to maintain the credibility and the accuracy of our article. So there are 14 common errors in making an article. So first is the errors in fact. So when we say errors in fact, this is mainly checking if accurate ba ang mga names, addresses, the titles, designation, identifications, and so on. So next is the errors in grammar. So when we say errors in grammar, it includes the spelling, the punctuation, the capitalization, the subject-verb agreement, and the tenses of the verb. Next is the opinion in use or editorializing. So when we say editorializing, for example, is that kanang use of images or videos nga kanang that are too large. Mo na yung mga errors. So next is wrong use of adjectives. So when we say wrong use of adjectives, it can alter the meaning or bias of the reporting. Next is the libellous matter. So who can give me an example? Who can give me an idea about libellous matter? Okay, Miss Baay. Okay, thank you. So let's give Miss Baay a very good applause. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, thank you. So libellous matter is that these are mga kanabitang mga words nga gisuwat nga makaguba sa mga reputation or image sa usa ka tawo. So dapat na nga bantayan. So next is the seditious or rebellious materials. So when we say seditious or rebellious materials, these are the words that tend to incite rebellious and or disobedience. So next is vulgar and indecent words. So when we say vulgar and indecent, these are words nga mga unacceptable or mga rude nga mga words nga gibutang. So dapat na nga bantayan nga error. So next is the contrary to good taste and law. So what do we mean by that? So these are the words nga mga gigamit nga against the standard of decency and legal regulations o labag sa mga batas. Next is the derogatory statements. So what do we mean by derogatory statements? So these are the words nga gigamit nga maka-insulto sa tao. So dapat na alikayan. Another is redundancy. So isa may kaya hibaw ani nga na idea sa what is redundancy. Okay, Miss Kudug. Okay, very good. So redundancy is kanang mga words nga kanang over or kanang sana na. These are words nga kanang magbalik-balik ra ang mga words nga gibutang or mga informations. So dapat ko na nga bantayan. Next is the verbal deadwood. So when we say verbal deadwood, these are the words that are not important. Kanang mga words nga dili na ang kinahanglan nga ibo-apil sa article, mao nay bantayan nga mao nay dapat nga bantayan. Next is errors and usage. So when we say errors in usage, these are the words nga kanang mga inaccurate, mga words ka inaccurate in the way language used kanang which is such as the grammar, the vocabulary or the style. Next is the errors in structure. So when we say errors in structures, these are the words nga kanang mga incorrect words order, like verb tenses nga wala nag-match or mga modifiers nga na misplace. So next is the last one is the errors in style. So when we say errors in style, it includes inconsistent tone, inappropriate slang, lack of coherence, and overly formal and informal languages. So those are the common errors that we need to know. So, nasabtan na ba ang mga common errors? Okay, so nakanasabtan naman. So let's move on to the copyreading symbols. So, which is universally known by printers. So let's look at those kanang by having it in categories. So first is the punctuation mark. So when we say punctuation mark, copy readers use this kind of symbols like the ordinary quotation mark or apostrophe to emphasize the titles, the quotes, the comma, or the period. So like for example, this one, the bionic woman. So kung gusto nimo siyang i-emphasize, is butangan nimo siya og mga ari dito sa babaw or quotation mark. So, so next is the numbers and abbreviation. So when we say numbers and abbreviation, we only use one symbol, and that is a circle. So they mainly encircle words or figures to spell it out. So like for example, this one in November. So what you are going to do is to write this one and you are going to encircle. So kay if wala ni mo butang yung encircle, you might not given any consideration. So these are the outcome in November. So let's proceed to the third one, the special form of type. So when it comes to capitalization, we use a double line. So take this one. Double line, they can underline it twice to capitalize the letter or word. So like this one. The outcome is here. Manila, which is the first word, are all capitalized, and the second is not. Next is the letter and word changes. So when we say letter and word changes, they can omit words and connect the two words beside it. So like for example, meet on Saturday. So when you are going to kanang imuha na ni siyang kwaoning own, or you want to cut it out, you just simply cut it out and connect or bridge this over. So here is the meet Saturday. This one. So the last one is the others. So are the symbols that does not fit into the previous one. So indenting the line for a paragraph. So for example, this one. The Paco Manila today he will. So matungabantay nga nakaline na siya. So we need to kanang indent this one. And here is the result. You are just imo ra sang gisibog ana para na siya indentation. So next is, so nasabtan na ba ang mga symbols for our copyreading symbols? Okay, so since nasabtan naman, so we are now at the last part of our topic. So the instruction of copyreaders. So ngano kinahanglan man nga kahibaw ta sa mga instructions sa copyreaders. So, it's because it provides a clear guidelines on style, tone, formatting, grammar, and it ensures the readers to understand the expectations and to meet the standards of the readers. So, there are six instructions. So, first is use a soft black pencil. So why we use the soft black pencil? So it is necessary to use a pencil so that the corrections can easily erase. Next is write your corrections, changes, subheads, and headlines. So nga naman atong buhaton. It's because for us to easy to read and mabasa nato siya og dali or kanang mabasa pud nato siya in correct manner. So next, that's why it is important to write legibly. So next, ring on encircle the slag line more and or 30. So what do we mean by that? So, if you are done reading the article or satisfied na ka sa imong gibasa nga article, you are just simply kanang writing 30. And if kanang you are not satisfied or gusto pa nimo nga magsuwat pa og usab or continuation ang isa ka writer is you are just simply use a kanang magsuwat ra ka og more. So what we are going to do is to imuha ra siya og nga circlean. Like this. Kay kung dili nimo siya circlean kay you might not given any consideration. So dapat imuha jud siya nga circlean. So next is it is better to erase pencil marks. So kay nga naman, so it is important to have or to leave a clear copy so that it can or to avoid any confusions. So next is if many changes are made, it is better to retype. So make it as neat as possible. So the last one, turn out legible copy always. So is okay. So that would be the end of our discussions. So any questions or clarifications? Okay, so kay nasabta naman, I want you to group yourselves into 4 groups. And what you're going to do is to have or each group will going to copy read or I have here an article and each group will going to copy read the article. So I have here an article. The article and you are going to by using the appropriate symbols. So I will only give you 15 minutes to finish the task. So please go to your group and your timer starts now. Done? Okay, pass your papers. So in your activity, we have two sets. So in first set or test A, you are going to identify the answers. You are going to identify the answers directly. So on the other hand, in the test B, you are going to answer if whether the answer is true or false. And I will only give you 5 minutes to answer the activity. So your timer starts now. Okay, so done. Okay, pass your papers in a count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Papers up. Okay, thank you. So, in your assignment, you are going to, or what you are going to do is to research. So, research this following questions. So, take note. The first question is, what is proofreading? The second is, what is galley proof? The third one is research at least 3 duties of a proofreader. So, nakuha na ba? Okay, so kayo nakuha naman. So, before leaving, I will leave you with a saying. When the copy leaves your hand, that means it's final form because dirty copies equals to lazy copy readers. So, that would be all, class. Goodbye and God bless. Class dismissed.